let's go on to our next topic. We're going to talk about shell companies. And does everybody know what a shell company is and what they do for people?
I know they always reference them in movies about finances and like Bruce Wayne movies where they have their money stored in an offshore account.
Right. Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne movies.
I mean Batman
Yep.
movies.
Oh, okay.
But Batman's and Bruce Wayne's really the cooler one, so.
Right.
I thought you were talking about gas station.
No, so a shell company
Sure.
is basically a company that sets up a way for companies in either United States or other countries to make like a separate company where they can funnel their income and their gross revenue into, and because the shell company is in outside of the country they are in, they don't need to pay taxes of the country that they're in. So the income goes to this other company. The other company is tax-free area, and they can then use that money to take out tax-free or put in like a Swedish bank account, whatever, what have you. It's basically a way to it's a giant loophole in the tax system in specifically the United States for companies and individuals who are very rich to get out of paying that tax money that we all have to pay for.
Question real fast.
Yep.
What is so special about Swedish bank accounts and why do people want them?
Swedish bank accounts, I think, are just
Or Swiss bank accounts.
Swiss bank accounts.
Not,
I'm sorry,
not Swedish.
I don't
Swiss.
know if I can answer that.
And
My
Cayman Islands.
my best guess is that
And Cayman Islands, yeah, both. I mean, Cayman Islands I thought was for the offshore money, for the taxable reason as well.
yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Maybe you would be a better person, probably, Ian, to answer that.
I mean, I'm not a specialist on it, but basically, I mean, you have different laws in different countries and banking laws and everything. So, really, from what I understand, is that having that offshore account, they don't really take as much record keeping. I mean, they take record keeping, but they're not as extensive. You can be more anonymous on what accounts that you have, open multiples, because a lot of times they'll send them to different ones. Multiple different bank accounts, and it's just all tax avoidance, pretty much. But
Okay.
so basically, it's like when you make money here, instead of you getting your paycheck and getting your taxes taken out and everything, you send the full amount before taxes off to this other bank. Taxes don't come out because technically you live in another country, and that's where your residency is, kind of.
Yeah.
And then from there, you don't get taxed at all. So it's just avoiding taxes.
So here's the thing, though.
But you can be, the IRS can like fine you for that, right?
No, I mean
No.
it's technically
They can't.
pretty
It's another
legal.
country.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's another country. You
That's-
can't do
we
anything.
can't.
That's
yeah,
why
we
it's a
can't.
loophole.
Yeah, we can't tax. I mean, there's certain foreign taxes, and you're really diving into different things. But you can't tax another guy, say in England, American tax dollars, because I mean, why would we tax him? He lives somewhere else.
But here's the thing: is like it has to be a legitimate company. Like it has to look right, and there's ways for you to like subjectively kind of have those lines. And if the IRS can figure out like you are just tax evading, there is no company here, yada yada, they can fine you. But the way it is now is that there are companies to set up shell companies for you. So someone, average Joe, this is how I was listening to this on NPR. They were able to set up a shell company in a half hour. So they applied for a business, like a company business, called whatever, and then they took that company when they made it, and then they called this company, I think in like, I don't know, like it wasn't Puerto Rico, it was something in the Cayman Islands. Basically, they were like, "Hi, I have a business that I would like a shell company for," and they're like, "Okay, cool. Where do you want it? What is the business called? And then this is how much it is just to set up. And like, what country do you want it to be based off of?" And then on top of that, they can make it anonymous. They can give you a name for you if you want. You can also pay to make it even look more legitimate. Pay for a board of directors, a series of people that will be your board of directors to make it even like less obvious that it's a shell company.
Wow.
So they do all the stuff for you, and it can be done in like an hour's time, pretty much.
That's insane.
Yeah, and you get like full, like you don't have to worry about getting taxed on that. Now, I think it's wrong, but if people that are richer, much richer than us, are getting away with it, I mean, you got to play the game, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
Gotta play the game to get the cookies.
A bunch of people just got caught up in this Panama scandal, right? Where there's all kinds of people investing money in offshore accounts in Panama.
Right.
And it had huge lists, celebrities, sports stars, big CEOs and everything like that. And there is something happening to them, right?
Yeah, I don't know how legitimate they've went through this process, but perhaps I know from what I understand, the politicians are getting creamed for this who have that, because it morally it's wrong. Certain politicians are even saying that this is bad and we shouldn't do it. And it's cool, we just found out you actually did it, so you're a hypocrite. You need to resign.
Right.
And then, no one has much faith in them anymore.
We're paying them with our tax dollars, and then they're avoiding to pay any tax dollars. It's wait, that doesn't make sense. But and I mean, because there's safe havens of countries. It's just like in the States here. Here in Florida, there's no state income tax. So there's actually been articles and everything of big finance companies, hedge fund guys coming down to Florida. So there's
no income tax in Washington. There's no sales tax in Portland. People live on the border and they work or they buy in Portland and they live in Washington, kind of deal. Which is a way to min-max that. But so when we finally set up our company, we should look into shell companies.
There we go.
I was just about to say that too. I was like, we gotta do that. We need a board of directors. Can we name the directors?
I don't know.
Stephen Landis is everything.
Maybe.
So
Be
if
like
anything
Bruce Wayne.
crumbles,
We just
go
name
after
all of
him.
them just
Yeah, that would be great. We probably could, honestly. It's something we definitely want to look into in the future, as soon as this baby stuff gets easier to handle and job searching is going better. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that feels wrong. But again, how? I mean, morally, it's wrong, right? I think we all agree.
Of course.
And I would definitely advocate for this thing to be fixed. But it's one of those situations where it's this is the rules of the game. You got to play the game to get ahead. So, especially with small companies, mom and pop shops, and startups, I don't blame them for trying to get ahead of the corporate structure, because they have the odds are against them as it is.
Yeah, because they have accountants and everything sitting there trying to lessen their tax burden.
Yeah.
So they find all. I mean, when you have a team of hundreds and sometimes maybe thousands of very smart accountants looking at the laws, and you have lawyers and judging everything, they're going to get the optimal build.
And it's so fucked, because I feel like unless you have one of a top-notch lawyer, which means you have to have a lot of money to spend, you're not going to know about these loopholes, and you're not going to know about the ways in which you can get around and really min-max your money. And that sucks. And then on top of that, the people who are making the laws will definitely try to make the laws in their favor. Or when they make the laws, they know all the loopholes already, so they know how to mess with it. It's it's like a game designer making a game and then playing on a leaderboard. And it's of course you know all the secrets and you're not sharing it, and that sucks.
And it's corruption, pretty much, at that point.
I would agree. Yeah. Oh, hey, Amber brought some Bojangles.
Bojangles. Oh, you got Chick-fil-A?
Delivered.
Oh, you got Chick-fil-A, dude? Oh, it's Chick-fil-A?
Is that your breakfast, dude?
Yeah, it's my breakfast.
Did you get that from a shell company?
Huh? Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep. It's called the Bojangles
Amber
Shipping.
Shell Company.
Yeah.
Amber Shipping.
So what would our shell company be called?
Oh, this is
With an extra O.
Yeah, no, with a couple extra O's, and then maybe
That way they can't sue us, too.
Right. And what would our board directors' names be?
Mr.
Mr. and Mrs. It's a family company, and then I don't know. Maybe we could just name them all Mr. McDonald, Wendy Wenderson.
Bob King.
Yeah, Bob King. That'd be great. Okay.
No, Mr. Berger. Mr. Berger King.
Oh, Mr. Berger King. Perfect. Could you imagine IRS looking at this and being motherfucker?
That sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
Mr. Peter Hutt with 2 T's.
What else?
Mr. Carl's Jr.
Mr. Carl's Jr. Yes.
No, it's Carl with a K though. Carl. With
Yeah.
a K.
Yeah. Okay.
Carl's,
Perfect.
and it's a Z. Carl's Jr.
Junior.
Yeah.
JR. Well, he goes by JR.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call him JR. Everybody knows him, you know. He's a life of a party.
Gets a little drunk sometimes. But.
Tito Bell.
Tito Bell.
Tito Bell. Yeah.
I
I like that.
He's a crazy one. He'll stab you.
Carlson Sanders. Carlton Sanders.
I'm trying to figure out which one that would be.
Colonel Sanders.
Oh,
Straight up, he's next colonel.
Okay.
No, we'll just call him like Sergeant Sanders.
Sergeant Sanders. There you go. Perfect.
Who was saying that? The division? They're like colonial.
Steven.
There's like a character that was like Colonel something.
It
like
said COLENA.
It spelled out Colonel, and he was like, "Who's Colonial like Bob?" Or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, Colonel." I was like, "Duh." I was so tired.
It was a solid like 20 minutes. He was calling him that. He was like, "Yo, I'm on Colonial Bob over here."
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Well, yeah. So let's set up our shell company. Let's get some CEOs, some CFOs,
Yeah.
some CTOs,
Some OPPs.
some OPPs and the PPOs with the GREs
Yeah.
and SATs with the ADDs
ACTs.
and the ADHDs.
Perfect.
As soon as we can.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we
Solid.
are SOL in the BUTT.
All right.
all right.
Later, dudes. F you and your A's. Don't wear a C in jail of your B's. All right.
And clown penis heart.
That's gonna be our website.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect.
All right. Let's go on
That's
to
from
our
SNL, right?
what?
Clown penis dot
Yeah.
fart.
Yeah. It's when like the future where you run out of .coms.
Yeah.
The other company is tax-free area, and they can then use that money to take out tax-free or put in like a Swedish bank account, whatever, what have you. It's basically a way to it's a giant loophole in the tax system in specifically the United States for companies and individuals who are very rich to get out of paying that tax money that we all. Let's go on to our next topic. We're going to talk about shell companies. And does everybody know what a shell company is and what they do for people?
I know they always reference them in movies about finances and
Either the United States or other countries to make like a separate company where they can funnel their income and their gross revenue into, and because the shell company is in outside of the country they are in, they don't need to pay taxes of the country that they're in. So the income goes to this other company. All have to pay for.
Question real fast.
Yep.
What is so special about Swedish bank accounts, and why do people want them?
Swedish bank accounts, I think, are just
Or Swiss bank accounts.
Swiss bank accounts. I'm sorry,
not Swedish.
I don't know if I can answer that.
And
My best guess is that
And Cayman Islands, yeah, both. I mean, Cayman Islands, I thought was for the offshore money, for the taxable reason as well.
yeah.
Well,
Maybe you
Like Bruce Wayne movies where they have their money stored in an offshore account.
right. Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne movies.
I mean, Batman movies.
Oh, okay.
But Bruce Wayne's really the cooler one, so.
Right.
I thought you were talking about gas station.
No, so a shell company is basically a company that sets up a way for companies in